Hi everyone, this is a direct continuation of the video I just made where I told the story of how I bought records from Homer Simpson on Sunday. So I'm assuming you've seen that, okay? So you know I got some great stuff. So anyway, after that I left the first flea market and I went down the street a few miles to the other flea market. And I went in. This is an indoor flea market as opposed to the other one, which is an outdoor flea market. So I walked all around and, gosh, didn't see a thing I wanted. And then, just when I was about ready to give up, I found this one guy who has some LPs. And I look, and he's got three more of my most wanted records. Okay? It was crazy. So I couldn't leave him there. So let me show you what I came home with from this one seller on this at the second flea market. First thing I picked up, again, one of my most wanted records, an album I had in my old collection. Um, One of my very favorite records of all time, and possibly my very favorite album cover. And I'll show it to you. This is Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick, 1972, and I can't tell you how much I love this album. Okay, this is, if I could have only 10 albums to listen to forever, this has to be one. And one of the reasons I love it so much is these early pressings. They opened up, and you could fold the cover open into a full newspaper. Okay, the later pressings you couldn't do this, and this is it's hilarious reading. If you're a fan of The Onion or some of these other satirical newspapers, it's just very very funny reading. Very dry, satirical, kind of a send up of British life. Um, excuse me. And the conceit of the story here is that this young poet here, right here, this guy, has written a controversial poem entitled Thick as a Brick, and although it won a prize, it's now being disqualified. And the conceit of the album is that Ian Anderson, the principal songwriter and vocalist of Jethro Tull, is so moved by this plight that he sets it to music, and that's the new album. So this is one song. It takes up both sides of the LP. It's about 40 minutes, 42 minutes. Um, Fantastic piece of music. And of course, it's all fake. It's really Ian Anderson wrote the whole thing, just as he wrote most of their songs. But I love this album so much. I love this cover so much. This is really iconic. When you think of the experience you just can't get with an MP3 or even with a CD, you can't get this experience. And I've seen this album a few times since I got back into collecting, but it's always the later pressings. And the later pressings didn't fold out. And that just ain't thick as a brick. So I was so happy to find this again. I've been looking for it really since I got back into vinyl. And of course, you can see it online. It can go for um, pretty high money a lot of the times now. And I was happy to find that for a very reasonable price. And the repressings also come on the blue Chrysalis label, but that's not the way I remember Thick as a Brick. My copy was always on the brown Reprise label, and now, baby, it still is. So a little bit of dirt. Got to clean it up, but I think it's going to play beautifully. You can see like some fingerprints on there. But I wanted that brown label. I wanted that to be spinning around again on my turntable, and now, by golly, it will. So, so happy to have that. And if I had just come home with this, that would have been a great trip to the flea market. But that's not all I came home with. No, no. Check out this. Another replacement of my original collection. Look at this. Pink Floyd The Wall, 1979. The full gatefold. Just beautiful, beautiful artwork, beautiful condition. It's got both of the original dust jackets with the handwritten lyrics. I'll show you there. You can see it's kind of poking out the side a little bit, but otherwise in good shape. And it's on Columbia Records, but I love the artwork they put on the labels here to kind of matches the style of the rest of the record. very much in keeping with the film. The film very trippy. The vinyl is good. It's dirty as well, a little bit of dust and fingerprints, but looks quite clean. And I won't show you the other LP. It looks pretty much the same. Um, I paid a little more for this than I typically pay for a used record because my whole thing is I like to pay. I like the 50-cent records, the dollar records. You know, anybody can go online and buy a rare record for 20, $30 if you wanted to. But I like the hunt, you know. And the thing, however, is that I know what this sells for whenever it creeps up on eBay or Amazon or Discogs or sites like that. This goes for pretty big money now. And so I feel I paid a very fair price for it. It's less than I see other people selling it for, and I didn't have to pay shipping. So it was not a 50-cent record, but it also was not a $50 record like I see a lot of people selling it for. So very, very happy with it. And if I had just come home with those two, I would have had a great day. But no, this guy went for the trifecta. He had 3 of my most wanted records. And here we go. Here's David Bowie. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Never owned this on vinyl. I did have it on CD. I still do have it on CD. And look at that! Look at that cover. That's just iconic. A little bit of ring wear here, as you see, but not much at all. And what it does have here, and by the way, the front cover, of course, looks great. Not a lot of wear on that. That would look great on a wall. And it does have the original dust jacket, which I had not seen before. And there are the Spiders from Mars, right there, baby. And let me get in nice and close so you can see that. Yeah, good stuff. And the lyrics to Rock and Roll Suicide, which is the album closer. And on the other side of the dust jacket, you have all the other songs. Beautiful, beautiful album. Love this album. Have always loved this album. I have the Ryko Disc CD, which is out of print now. It has all the bonus tracks. It's good stuff. But again, I hope this will come through okay. Look at the vinyl on this. I mean, it doesn't even look played. Just a little bit of dust on it. Just like any record at the flea market has dust on it, like I said in my last video. And you see how shiny it is. It's reflective. I see absolutely no scuffing. I see no scratching. I just see dust, which will spin clean right off once I get around to doing that. And it's that beautiful. It's actually a bright orange label. There we go. I think the color correction was kind of making it look blown out white, but it is the orange RCA Victor label. And this is just one of those days where I couldn't seem to put a foot wrong when it came to record collecting. You know, I missed the 2 Dylan albums that I talked about in the last video, but what a great day. You know, I mentioned that I don't know when I'll get to go out on Sundays because my work schedule is changing, and I'll be working Sundays for at least the foreseeable future, but if I don't get to go for a good long time now Sundays, I feel that I had a tremendous day to end it with. And also my Saturday finds as well, which I told you about yesterday. So don't feel sad for Joe. He's leaving some records for the rest of you now. So great stuff to go out on. And I was so happy I could cross off not just All Things Must Pass, but also Thick as a Brick and Ziggy Stardust and Pink Floyd The Wall. All off my grail list, I guess you'd say. Some people call it their grail list, the albums they're most looking for. So I do have a few more, of course. Don't we all? We always have that special album we're looking for. But this really does knock a bunch off the top spots for me. So the one next that I've got to find is the 1968 Jethro Tull album, Stand Up, with the gatefold cover where you open it up and the cardboard cutouts of the band pop up like a pop-up book. I had that in my old collection. That's a wonderful album and a great cover. So, you know, you can get it. I could have it on Discogs for $10 tomorrow if I wanted, but I'd rather pay $1 at a yard sale if I can. So that's always the goal. But I can't complain. I had some great finds this weekend, and I haven't even told you about my 45s that I bought on Saturday. I still will do those in the future. So, hey, thanks for listening. And if you made it through both videos, you're awesome. So, take care, and I'll talk to you with more vinyl finds soon. Take care.